On this very special episode of Bothering the Band, we have friend of the pod, Amanda Eke, who is a poet, a musician, a teacher. She does it all, and she is just remarkable. This episode is very special, and we're so excited to have her. Check out her podcast, Poet Speaks Podcast, and thanks to her for doing Bothering the Band. Amanda.
Hello, what's up?
Welcome to Bothering the Band. How the tables have turned.
How are you all?
I'm doing well. This is Abby, the producer of the podcast.
Abby, pleasure to meet you.
You as well.
She does all the heavy lifting while I just ask the dumb questions. So,
all right, sounds good.
For those listening, I had the immense pleasure to be on Amanda's podcast. To just tell the folks about your podcast to start.
Yeah. Well, first off, you all get right into it. You all start recording right when you jump in the
right away.
Oh my God. Well, my podcast. Well, thank you so much, Ryan and Abby, for having me today. I'm just super excited. So Ryan, you were on the Poet Speaks podcast, which is my podcast.
Yeah.
I got to learn all about your amazing poetry journey, all your writings, all the things that you're doing. So we had a good time on my podcast. Check it out everywhere available that podcasts are available. It's called the Poet Speaks podcast. So we had a good time. We talked about poetry, writing, writer's block. We talked about everything.
We did. So this one's a little different. You'll see. It is so not intellectual. It's lacking, but it is fun. You'll see. And so I thought, because this will go back to my episode of your podcast. And yes. How do you say your last name?
Okay, yeah. My last name is pronounced Eke. Eke. Pronounced Eke, yeah. Amanda Eke.
Okay, cool. Amanda nailed my name on her podcast.
My fault, my bad.
I was just teasing you. Welcome to Bothering the Band. Tell the folks where you're at in the world too, because that'll play in.
All right, so right now I'm in Japan. I'm in Kagoshima, Japan. This is the southern prefecture of Japan. I'm out here. I'm doing a lot of poetry, doing some shows, doing some filming content, as well as I teach English. So I'm having a good old funky time out in Japan. Much different from New York City, so I'm having a good time.
Oh man, I asked this on in the precursor to your podcast, but I have to ask it again. Mm-hmm. You don't see a lot of brown and black people where you're at, right?
No, you do not. It's very rare, especially in the southern part of Japan. See, because it's people think Japan is just Tokyo. Mm-hmm. A lot of people just have the assumption that Japan is just Tokyo. Tokyo is one small ass city in the whole country of Japan. Japan's a huge country, and most of it is 100 years behind. We still use paper to push everything. There's no online.
Oh, that's
banking
what you said. Yeah,
no online awesome. Banking. You don't do signatures. You get a stamp and everything. So it's definitely not the stereotype people have. So, and there's not too much cultural diversity with race and things like that. So it's definitely different than New York City, which is where I'm from.
Didn't you live in Sacramento or something though too?
Yeah. So hometown is Sacramento, Cali. It's California, and then moved to New York City for about since the past 5 years. So it's definitely Kagoshima, Japan is definitely different setup than Sac and New York City. So yeah.
Okay, so you have a lot of adjectives. You're a poet, you're a storyteller, a filmmaker, a musician. In your word, give me one word to describe you.
Ooh, that's a good question. One word to describe me. Oh, wow. Dang. Okay. I've never thought about it like that. Let's see. One word to describe me. I'd say I want to say just trying to get by, but that's not one word. But then I just want to say, I'd probably just say artist, honestly. Artist kind of just encapsulates everything that I feel. Everything I do, I try to just put my art into. My art is whatever it is. It's me relaxing, it's me chilling, it's my creativity, it's my poetry, visual, it's how I set up things in my home, set up things in my house. It's whatever it is, that's my art. So artist would be my word rhyme.
I told you, Abby, she was great. What is you right? I told you. So what was your first word?
My first word?
Yeah.
When I was like a baby?
Well, you said you didn't speak for a while to me.
Yeah.
So I again, you and I talked so much about words. Abby and I are word nerds. And so just let's get into that.
That's a good one. So what I started, a little background about me. I didn't start speaking till I was 4, and I didn't start reading till I was about 7 years old. So it took me quite some time to get into. Anyone that's, maybe you have kids, maybe you're a kid yourself, by 7, you should be well on your way to reading, writing, all that good stuff in your school curriculum, all that good stuff. So I didn't start speaking till I was around 4. So for me, I don't even recall. I think according to parents, I think my first words were like, no, yes, that type of deal.
Okay.
I don't think I was saying any like long encyclopedia type words, but kind of harkening back to that story. Yeah, it took me some time. It took me some time really to get up and going. And for me, poetry, which is basis of what I do now, poetry definitely helped encourage me to get that writing going on and that reading and that speaking voice going on. So yeah,
it's so wild to think about, because you're so well spoken. You literally, your business is words in every facet. And I just I can't even imagine being like your parents and being like, I mean, I'm sure there was some anxiety, and now they're like, well, shit, look at her go, that's bananas to me.
Word, no, absolutely. It's bananas when you look at your life and you're like, dang, I've really lived some stuff. Like you can't really believe it when you look back on it. Cause it is pretty, not to toot my own horn too much, but I'm pretty definitely proud of where I've been able to come from. Now, like you said, words is my business. I can't believe, I don't know how the hell this shit happened. Like I can't even believe it sometimes myself, coming kind of from that really behind to kind of catching up to now being able to do these things, speaking on stages, being able to perform. It's phenomenal. Absolutely.
It just goes to show you never know.
Yeah. You never know where your life will take you, for sure. Absolutely.
Do you listen to music while you write?
Ooh, that's a good one. So people may find it shocking. I'm a big fan of classical music. I listen to a lot of Philip Glass when I write. Okay. I love Philip Glass, the composer. For those that don't know, I love listening to Philip Glass. I listen to Einstein on the Beach when I write a lot. That's one of his compositions, one of his things. And I love listening to, I love listening to music, no words though. Music with no words on it.
Does it mess you up if you put on music with words?
Yeah, I feel like it's cheating.
Like it gives you a boost?
Yeah, it gives me words to start putting down the page. So I'm like, forget about it. No, let me just no words to the music. Let me just listen to a melody, and that helps me when I write. Yeah. But you're the same way too, right?
I listen to words. I cheat.
You cheat. What do you like to listen to? You listen to what do you listen to when you write then?
It really depends what I'm writing. And it depends on what time of day as well. If I'm writing, if I'm working, that's a loose term. If I'm working and trying to get something done, it's something mellow. Okay. If I'm trying to get it to motivate me, it's like punk rock or hip hop.
Okay.
Like hardcore hip hop, hardcore punk rock. But yeah, it just depends. It just depends on what I'm doing.
Just depends on the mood. Yeah, I think mood definitely affects it. Like we had talked about this before, writer's block. You don't believe that's a thing, but it's one of those things. I feel like when I'm writing, if it's just not coming to me, I just stop. Music won't help. Anything won't help. It's just I just stop and wait till it comes to me again. Honestly, I don't try to force it too much unless I got a deadline or something.
Start making lists. Start writing the colors you see. I told you. Start writing the colors.
We did say that, yeah.
Yeah. Are you on TikTok?
I am a TikToker. It's not good, but I'm not good at TikTok. What's embarrassing about my TikTok? It's like you look at it, right? The TikTok does its thing, and you can see how many people have watched your stuff, right? Like it's stay on 0. I'm like, dang, like what do I got to do? I don't know. So I'm on TikTok. It's not, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a good TikToker, but I'm on TikTok. Yeah.
It is a point of contention with us.
Really?
Yeah, because
YouTube.
Yeah, like for Bothering the Band, for the podcast specifically, because we do want to we want to have our brand, our name across the board, but I just think it is a generation or two beyond us, like behind or in front of us or whatever, and we have it. We just I don't know. I'm speaking for both of us. Sorry. It just, I don't know. It doesn't click like Instagram clicked when it came out, and we've had a couple younger guests on here that are like, we want to help you. We'll help you,
I will be of no help. I'm sorry.
But that being said, follow Bothering the Band on TikTok. What's your TikTok?
So let me give you my the Poet Speaks ones. The Poet Speaks podcast on TikTok. That one does pretty good. My personal one, not so much. The podcast one does good though. So follow the podcast.
We might have to like pick your brain a little bit because your socials is cool. Like all the designs and stuff and the animation you do, that's very cool stuff.
Really? No, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. No,
your branding is very cool.
I appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much. We definitely work hard here at the Poet Speaks podcast to make it look shiny and pretty for everybody. I appreciate that. Thank you.
It's a great segue. Who's your favorite poet?
Oh, my favorite poet. That's a good one, man. I mean, I'm the usual. I love Maya Angelou. Mm-hmm. She's definitely cool people's. I love Maya. Amanda Gorman definitely caught my eye. Gorman definitely caught my eye. I mean, like that was pretty amazing. Honestly, yeah, man. I mean, I love Maya just because since childhood. I mean, it's kind of, I've studied her work and everything, her story. But in terms of also poetry, honestly, I'm a big fan. Lauryn Hill. I consider her a great poet as well. Honestly, musicians all around. I love the poetry. I love the work. It's a pretty eclectic. I mean, I consider poetry anything, honestly. Yeah. Just when you hear words, I consider you a poet. I think everyone's a poet in their own way. How you talk, how you speak. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I consider people in my own life, my my sister, I consider her a poet. You know what I mean? I have a friend, she works in law. I consider her a poet. The way in which I see her profess her work. Anyone and anything, I feel like as long as you have something to say with your words, you are a poet. Ryan, of course you're a poet. Just from hearing you talk, even not even hearing your poetry, you're a poet. You just hear that cadence, poetry. I find the inspiration in everything.
Shout out to Amanda Gorman. We'd love to have you on the podcast. Shout out to Lauryn Hill. We'd love to have you on the podcast. Shout out to your friend and your sister. They're big listeners.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a dumb question. Do you ever text this way?
Hell no. What the heck is that? What are you doing?
I saw someone today texting this way.
You know what? It's crazy. As we're doing this right now, we're like, because I'm in Japan, we're getting like drills. I almost had to cut this off because I thought it was some sort of bomb warfare, but it was just a drill from the local government. So no worries.
What?
But heck no, I don't do this mess. What is this? I've never seen someone in my life.
I saw someone texting like that today, and I was like, I've never done that. I wonder who does that. That's actually insane. My bad.
It's left over. Remember those phones? You like slid it up and it had the little keyboard.
Like the Sidekick?
Yeah,
that's back in the day.
That's who's still sideways typing.
Oh, wow. Now I'm vertical. Y'all, I'm vertical. I'm staying vertical, actually. I'm staying vertical. Yeah.
These notes are hilarious. At what time of the day do you think you're most creative?
Okay, what time of the day? That's a good one. Dang. Time of day that I'm most creative. I'd say mornings, honestly. First thing when you wake up. I could be creative like later at night, but I just choose not to. Mm-hmm. I feel like when I wake up first thing in the morning, if I can just get my stuff done, I really feel like that's the time where my mind is most free, just in the morning. You know what I mean? I have my nice green juice, sit down, relax, make my bed, get onto whatever I need to do for the day with my creativity. I feel like later in the day, I can do maybe the more like, left brain is the more kind of like analytical work, that type of thing. Yeah. But creativity, first thing when I wake up in the morning, it makes more sense.
Very cool. So fascinating. Do you get confused by time zones?
Oh, shoot. I feel like I don't know. You know what? I feel like no matter, I'm one of those people, I never have jet lag. Honestly, from all the places I've been to, I've never really gotten jet lag because I don't know what it is, but maybe like I had super strict parents growing up and they were just like, get your ass up. Come on, get your ass up. It's time to go. It's time to go. And that's just ingrained in me now. And now it's just like when it's, it could be like 12 hours difference and I traveled somewhere, I'll sleep at night. I'll wake up in the morning, same time. So the time zone, it hasn't affected me too much. Maybe give me like maybe another 10 years and maybe I'll be a little different in the head. But I don't know, for right now, time zones don't mess with me too much. Too bad.
All right. Another question that I kind of touched on in the intro to your podcast, and I just think it's funny, and Abby will get a kick out of it, is no Mexican food in Japan.
Nah, there's none.
What about like a Taco Bell? No Taco Bell in Japan.
No, they have Baskin Robbins.
What?
Baskin Robbins, but no Taco Bell. It's not.
Do they have like weird flavors of ice cream?
I mean, yeah, they got like wasabi. I don't know. What? Is that even a flavor? That a flavor in the US? I don't know. No, we have Baskin Robbins, no Mexican food. You go there, you'll say, I had asked some of my students the first time, like one of my first classes, I was like, hey, where can I get some good Mexican food? They're like, huh? Okay, what you talking about? They looked at me crazy. K? They're like, they said K, but they looked at me crazy, like, what the heck are you talking about? What is Mexican food? And so it's not common here to have Mexican food, not at all. Nah, that's not a thing out here. Not a thing at all. You said
Italian food.
Italian food. Right. Italian food is popular out here. Like Italian food, you'll get some like Parisian, like Paris cuisine, something that maybe France, you know what I mean? Something in France, Italy. So some European dishes, all that stuff. But you would be even Chinese food. It's difficult to find Chinese food in Japan. So it's really kind of interesting what's accepted. But yeah, Mexican food is really a no-go. So it's a big thing here.
Yeah, I asked because I'm fascinated by those like idiosyncrasies that are often overlooked. And also I'm not the smartest person, so I automatically go to food. I'm like, what's different? What can I ask that's different? Oh, food, perfect, and then I crave Taco Bell. Have you discovered any dope Japanese music?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. No, we like here, because Japan, it's an island, so you're really, you are taken away from the rest of the world. So it's such a different vibe in terms of everything. Every genre you can imagine: rock, punk, hip hop. You know what I mean? Spoken word, right? Classical, everything I've seen is like what I know turned on its head in Japan. I've seen just some of the most amazing things. There's a particular, let me get this person's name. She's the biggest rapper in Japan. And she is, she's just a legend here. Her name is A-Witch. A-Witch, she's the biggest rapper in Japan right now. And it's such this thing of like, oh my goodness, she's the biggest rapper, best lyrics, best everything. She's a single mother of like a single mother of like a kid. You know what I mean? All these things that like people tell you can't do, flipped on its head. and she's closing out festivals. I mean, she's a huge, huge deal, the biggest like hip hop Japanese artist out here. So that's been pretty amazing, being able to see this different side of music really since I've been out here. I mean, every genre you can imagine they're doing and just doing it so well. So I'm just blown away. I'm just loving being able to experience it. So I've been here.
It's very cool, and you have that creative eye to pick things out that probably most people wouldn't see or hear. Do you ever listen to radio there?
Ooh, you know what? Yeah, they love radio here. Like I said, like Japan is not like Tokyo, so you know a lot of places are just kind of still on that like radio olden time kind of thing. So definitely radios is a big thing here, but it's not radio for like music per se. It's more so radio news. Like I told you right now, they got like a drill that was my phone was beeping. The radios.
What's the drill though?
Drills are just like earthquakes. Earthquakes happen like crazy here. So like your whole city got to go onto drill mode in case you have an earthquake, that type of stuff, right?
Have you experienced an earthquake?
Hell yeah.
What?
Hell yeah. The first time I've ever experienced an earthquake was coming here. That junk scared the heck out of me. Oh my goodness. It lasted for like a minute and a half. I was like, that's insane. What the heck? Like it was pretty intense, yeah. But it's common here. It's really common. So it's not, the other people around me were just like, no, it's normal. What you talking about? Not that bad.
Wow, that's wild to think about it, because we're both from Florida. So like hurricanes, we don't give a shit. I mean, people freak out and you do what you got to do, but it's like, it is, you know, but I feel like outside of Florida, people would be like, oh my God, hurricanes coming. Let's bunker down and get in the well or whatever. I've never experienced it.
Well.
I don't know. Last time I was in California, I was saying to everyone, I was like, I want to feel an earthquake. And they were like, what? What are you, crazy? I don't think it's as prevalent as Japan.
Japan, it's pretty common, like once a week, honestly.
Once a week?
Yeah. I mean, depending on the part of Japan you live in, some prefectures have like once a week. I know a kid upstate. She's full blown, like she's like every other day for like a month in December. There was not huge earthquakes, but mini tremors, enough to feel it. You know what I mean?
I feel like any of it would freak me out. Go ahead.
It's very prevalent where I live as well.
Are you serious? I didn't know that.
I live on top of a massive volcano, Ryan.
I'm not a scientist.
Where do you live? What state?
I'm in Wyoming, and I'm about an hour and a half south of Yellowstone, which was formed by a volcano with a 90-mile wide caldera.
Yeah.
And so they're pretty prevalent here too. And just kind of like what you were saying, though, it's more like the little tremors and you feel them, but like Yellowstone will have 100 earthquakes in a day.
See, she knows, Ryan. How you know?
My mind is I don't know, and my mind is blown
away.
How casual both of you are with this.
Blown away. No,
you're like, oh yeah, fucking earthquakes, earthquake ladies. Have you done karaoke in Japan?
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a big thing out here. That's a big thing. You karaoke like crazy for like my friend's like birthday. We go out karaokeing. It's a really big culture out here for karaokeing. I've never been that excited to karaoke before in my life.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
Mariah Carey, Hero. See, I got that already unlocked.
Good one.
Yeah, Mariah Carey, Hero.
High notes.
I mean, I think I can.
I mean, that's
up to decisions of the people listening, but I think I can. That's all that matters.
I love it. Abby, what's your go-to karaoke?
Will Smith.
Which
my girlfriend and I always do Welcome to Miami.
Oh, classics. Classic. That's a classic. I love it.
Every time.
That's
a classic. There you go.
You gotta be fun. You gotta be nostalgic or fun at karaoke. When I lived in New York, I would go to karaoke places with like these musical theater nerds who really took it very seriously and would pick songs like obscure songs to like hit their range. And it was aside from the person singing, it was awkward for everyone in the room.
Yeah, it'd be like that. Nah,
especially if you're not doing well. Like if you're trying your heart out and you're not doing well, no one knows where to look.
Yeah. Some spirits sometimes help. Alcohol can help that sometimes.
Of course. What's the hardest thing to translate in your teaching, like from English to Japanese? What's like one? It doesn't have to be a word or a phrase, but like an idea, anything like that. What's the hardest thing you've hit?
I kind of want to just say everything, to be quite frank with you, because it's definitely, Japan's a place, and I didn't know this till I got here. It's definitely one of those places like they are fully Japanese. Their language, most people don't speak English, so it's not like maybe other countries where you have the national language, then English. They're really like they speak it, but here it's fully blown Japanese. So I've probably done more translating to Japanese than really the opposite way of the students or my coworkers translating to English, because it just is much easier. But the hardest things to translate when teaching English to Japanese, to my Japanese students, I would say, you know what, I can tell you this quick, kind of like inappropriate, but funny story. Like
no rules. There's no rules on Bothering the Band.
We were doing a lesson on like Valentine's Day, just national holidays. And like, I was going over, Friendship Day, which is a holiday, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, what does it mean loving, right? And then one of my students, he's like, oh, Amanda Sensei, I make love to my mom. I'm like, he's like, I'm like, oh, no. Oh my God, no. You mean you love your mom? He's like, no, I make love to my mom. What are you talking about? I make love to my mom. I'm like, no, you love your mom. And I explained to them, because these kids, I teach like, university/senior high school. So they're adults, 17, 18. I'm like, no, that means something else. And then he's like, oh my God. Oh, it means that. And he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, Amanda Sensei, so sorry. And, Japan is like a very polite society. So he turned so red because he was so embarrassed that he had said, basically, I make love to my mom. And he said he turned red as like a tomato or something. But no, so it's a struggle no matter what, translating anything. It's like the words, you'd be surprised, like the smallest words, can differentiate your sentence. Like I love you versus I make love to, like it's just the smallest slight, you can say a completely different thing. So I've had a lot of like those kind of like shock value moments where they say something totally offbeat. I'm like, yo, that's not what you meant to say, but I got you though. But so I think everything's kind of a struggle to translate,
Did you speak Japanese before you went?
No, nothing. Wow. No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, and it's been interesting for sure. A lot of translation having to go on, a lot of learning.
If you don't already, I think you already do, but I think Amanda Sensei is a pretty dope MC name. So like you said it a few times, you said it again, casual earthquakes. That's the name of a song. And I don't know. It's very cool. That's a cool thing to be called in a classroom.
Yeah, it's either Amanda Sensei, Amanda San. It's either which one of those. So it's pretty. Hey, you know what, Ryan, producer on my next EP. Thank you. Yes, Amanda Sensei will be my new name. Trembles and Earthquakes. New singles dropping. All that good stuff. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Okay. This is a very dumb question. When you're grocery shopping in the States,
yes,
you're using a cart and you take that cart to your car and unload it. Do you take it all the way back up or do you park it in the parking lot?
Say that one more
time. Shopping carts. Do you return shopping carts?
Yes. Okay, so you're asking, do I return? Yeah, I do. You know what?
Like all the way up.
So I'll do my shopping cart, right? Sometimes I'll either Uber to the grocery store or I'll drive there. Mm-hmm. So it depends, sometimes when the Uber comes and I need to hurry up and go, whoever comes by, I'm like, hey, you need a shopping cart? I'll give them the shopping cart, right? But if no one comes, then yeah, I'll walk it. You know what I mean? I walk it. I don't just leave it there is what I'm trying to say. I'm not lazy. I just don't leave it there. Either I walk it or I give it to someone. You feel what I'm saying?
I do. And I feel you're very kind. I'm just like this. Fuck it. There. I'll push it.
You just leave them there. Wow.
You just I push them farther. I take them farther.
You don't even bother to give them to somebody, make their day.
I steal them and then I put them in the back of my truck and drive them to like the next grocery store. So I mix and match grocery carts. I'm just kidding, but
that's a little. I would say that's a little bizarre. Why the hell would you take them? Like, okay, all right,
okay, cool. I just found these very cool. I stole these very cool pens from a job, and nice. And it made me think. Are you, as a writer, are you particular about your writing instruments?
Oh, that's a good one. No, dude, I'm not. Honestly, truth be told, my phone gets a lot of notes. I do a lot of notes in my phone, because my phone's always on me. Like I said, like I can find the inspiration like anywhere. Maybe I'm out and about, I'll write something down. So I'm definitely like and you know what I do? I put it in my Google Drafts because I'll never lose it.
Yeah.
I'll never lose it in the Google Drafts. It's always going to be there. I'll email it to myself. I'll never lose it. So usually, so I usually do that. Truth be told, with actual writing with a pen, it depends. It just totally depends. It's hard writing with a pen because when you have paper, it's so easy to lose. And then I may not have it anymore. And I don't know, I lose paper a lot. So I try to, honestly, I get a lot done with my notes in my phone, then transfer that to my computer and start writing out drafts like that. That's usually how I get down with it. Yeah.
Agreed. My phone, I would say the notes is the app I use the most, and it's synced up to my iCloud, so I never lose it.
Exactly.
Even if I lost my phone. Where do you stand on daylight savings time?
Oh,
I like when I make Abby laugh.
I say, fuck that shit. I hate it. Yeah. Nah, forget about it. It's a waste of time. I don't get it.
So
Why
dumb.
do we need that? It's pretty dumb. Yeah. I don't really care for it. Nah, not my thing.
Get out of here. Have you ever walked face first into a glass door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Course. Yeah. Oh. All the time when I was a kid. Yeah. All the time when I was a kid, I used to walk face first. Now as an adult, not so much, but as a kid, yeah, I walked face first into like a glass door. I remember that. Yeah, that hurt my head. There you
go. What is something you just realized that you didn't know earlier, and it's it blew your mind?
Oh my God, Ryan, that's a good question. Ooh, I think I knew it earlier, but I didn't really know it that life is not fair. That's the one thing I would say. Life is not fair.
Yeah.
Karma does not exist, and life is just straight up, life is not fair at all. I didn't really think about that till I became like an adult, and I was just like, oh wow, bad people get good things happen to them all the time, vice versa.
I just had this conversation. The same
really?
Well, you hit on. I mean, you could have gone with something. This is why I like those open questions, because like you could have gone with something like lighter. Like I just found out peppers are fruits, but you went bigger, like grander. And it's something that I was talking about with a good friend of mine recently. We both, and I think I might get like hate tweets about this, but we were both saying like karma doesn't exist for that very reason. If karma exists, like how come like all these evil people are like having good times,
I mean, it's true though. It's totally true. I mean, a lot of great people, bad things happen daily. I mean, yeah, that was kind of my recent realization completely. That really, really has now exploded in my mind more than ever. For sure. Absolutely.
And I don't always think it's a bad thing to come to that realization, because it does open your mind. You're like, all right, it doesn't change your world so much as to like maybe, make you, you're still working hard, you're still doing your thing, but you also don't, I don't know, you don't let, I don't know, the bad stuff in as much, I guess. Does that make sense?
No, completely, absolutely. So that's my realization.
That's a fantastic answer. Do you have an actual alarm clock in your residence?
No, I don't use one. My phone. I use my phone. Yeah, my phone does everything.
I'm so happy about this question because I don't either.
Yeah,
and it's a funny thing to think about, right? Like, Abby, do you have an alarm clock? Do you have a clock? You do, don't you? Yeah, you
oh,
do. Yeah.
Really? Wow. Honestly, I feel like
over there,
back there. Honestly, I feel like my phone does a better job at alarm clocking me than the physical. I don't know.
I use the alarm on the phone, but I do have an alarm clock in my room because I don't like to have to find my phone in the middle of the night if I'm trying to like see what time it is, and plus then it's all bright. So I have a clock if I just want to look over at the time.
That's useful.
I'm also old and set in my ways. Like, what are you gonna do? Why I don't TikTok.
You should get a clock like right at the A-frame, right in the middle, like an old school, like a real old school clock, like a public school clock with like a cage on
that'd
it.
Be dope, yeah. That'd be dope. That'd be actually kind of dope.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool. Who's your favorite rapper?
Ooh, good question. Right now, represent No Name. She's out of I believe No Name is out of New York, or she may not be originally from New York, but she's used to go by No Name Gypsy, but now No Name. She's amazing, honestly. She's one of the best out, I think, lyrically. I mean, she's so good. She's so great. So No Name. In addition, I love, you know what? I love 3-6 Mafia, Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Oh, wow. You're speaking our language now.
Bone Thugs is my people's back in the day. I mean, I love, let's see, I love Snoop too. Snoop, no matter how, what your opinion, Snoop definitely, I still love his music to this day.
Abby just dropped some big Snoop Dogg news to me today.
What happened?
He bought Death Row Records, and
that's what's up.
That's pretty wild to think about.
Smart man.
No, I had read somewhere that he had bought Death Row just out of nowhere, just like a quick Google thing. Oh, that should be interesting. That's what's up. But no, Snoop, he's doing his thing. Yeah, the Death Row thing, that's huge. Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, yeah,
that's huge.
Yeah, shoot. Go Snoop. Yeah. But those are some of my faves. Those are some of my faves right there. Yeah, for rap, absolutely.
Very cool. I'll have to listen to No Name. I don't.
Yeah, highly recommend her.
And A-Witch. I got some new music.
Yes, listen to A-Witch as well. From Japan, yeah.
Yeah.
Both are dope. Both are super dope.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna put it on tomorrow, like when I'm writing in the morning, like 6 a.m. in the morning.
Do it,
get into it, you know.
Do it, yeah.
Okay, so we talked about your first word. And this is kind of ambiguous. What's your last word? What do you want your last words to be?
God, Ryan, that's getting a little my last word.
We're like, do you return shopping carts? Now let's talk about your legacy.
Let's see, my last word. Oh God, that's a good question too. I mean, I want my last word to be, damn, honestly, I haven't even thought this far yet. I gotta be real. I don't even want to think about my last word, honestly, because I want my last word to just be speaking about what I love to do. You know what I mean? About what I love to do, what I love to be around. Honestly, that's a tough one. I mean, my last word. Yeah, I mean, there's no shoot.
It's tough. There are no wrong answers, even if there are no answers in this podcast. So don't feel pressured. It'll come to you, and it's almost better that you don't have that answer because you're young, you're figuring it out, and I think as like, you're an artist, you're that could change. It could change you could give us an answer, and then in an hour you're like, oh man, I want it to be this. Or,
okay, reverse Uno. What's your last word? Let's go. Reverse Uno. I'm the podcast host now. What's your last word?
You know what's funny? It's just to hit on that. I had a blank space in my like questions because I always like try to hit 25 questions. Yeah, we've timed this out pretty well, and I was gonna have her ask me or us a question, and I took it out for some reason. So that's very weird.
Beat you to it already.
I feel like personally, I have two sides of my brain: the funny, deflective side, and then like the serious, like creative side. The funny, deflective side wants to just say, "I'm sorry." That's my last word. My bad.
I'm sorry. My bad. Okay.
My bad. I don't know. It is a very tough question to flip it on. Last words. See you in hell.
I'm gonna be there too.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's flip it on Abby while I think. Listen to Bothering the Band.
Ryan's last word is going to be devils.
Yeah, probably.
Devils.
That's his go-to for everything. Devils.
Devils.
It's kind of like it's like damn it.
Yeah, like a damn it. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say my last word. Let me say, I did that.
Yeah.
Bye. I did that. Bye.
I did that. Page. That's very poetic. There's a poet named Charles Bukowski who his whole reason for he always said, like, when he was not academic at all, but very prolific, and he's like, I write this like just to turn around and look at it and go, I did that. Like,
words, yeah,
that's it.
You're done. I finished. I did what I had to do. I was here. I did that. There you go.
I would say I actually have a solid answer, and it's how I sign certain correspondences. Don't ever give up.
Really?
And,
okay.
Yeah, for real. I have it tattooed on my arm.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think that's what my last word. Don't ever give up, especially if you love something.
Yeah, that's very, very positive vibes. Good. I like that one too.
Yeah. Well, thanks for flipping it. Uno. When's the last time anyone played Uno? I played it like 4 days ago.
What? Oh, really? Yeah. What, party game or what? Just out of your own fun.
Emoji Uno.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Well, it was with my kid, and she really likes it, and the emojis play into it, and one of them is if you flip one card, like if you turn the thing around and it's like a certain symbol, you have to make whatever emoji is next until your turn comes around again.
Okay, wow.
So if it's like the big teeth face, you gotta like you have to act in this one.
It's like Uno with charades a little bit.
A tiny bit, but it's very funny with a 7-year-old.
Oh yeah,
highly recommend.
A whole different element.
Well, here we go. This is a fun. Last board game you played.
Oh, that's a good one. Last board game I played them headband games.
Oh yeah.
Like put that card on it. You wear the headband. You gotta, people then tell you, okay, you are give you hints. That's the last one. The headband game, I think that's what it's called. Is it board game-ish?
Yeah, no, count it. There's no board, but I'll count it.
Yeah, that's the last one I played. Yeah.
Abby, what you got?
Categories.
Oh, cool.
Categories.
Okay. That's a fun one.
Because I'm a word nerd.
The three of us, 3 word nerds here. I love it. So this is a 2-part question.
Yes.
What's next for you as a poet?
Oh, good question. Ooh, man, you know what? It's crazy when you're not the one doing the interview. Now it's like, damn, okay, shoot, this is what people be feeling like, huh? Like, it's actually kind of difficult to think of on the spot. Okay, you know what? But it is nice. It's nice not doing the interviewing. Okay, well, see, I will say next for me as a poet is definitely writing more. I want to do some publishing for sure. And then for sure with my podcast, I mean, looking into as much How can we market this? How can we make this thing bigger? How can we make the Poet Speaks a thing? You know what I mean? All over. So how can we market this more, make this even bigger show? How can we give poetry to more people? How can we give the spoken word to more people, make it more accessible to more people, not just us word nerds, but anybody that's just sitting, chilling at home, a kid at home, even if you're 70 years old and you always love poetry, how can you get into that? And then, yeah, for me, more writing for sure. More writing. I want to do more shows, explore Japan's poetry scene more, perform here, perform, and just, keep that steam going. Keep my foot on that gas pedal till I can't no more. So that's where I'm at with it.
That's a great answer. And what's next for you as a musician?
Oh, well, that's a good one. So for music wise, I did in about 2018, me and my rapping partner, Perry Cleese. He's a Greek rapper. We did a bilingual joint mixtape in English and Greek. And that came out in 2018, Dream State. We released that in the country of Malta. So we became big rappers in Malta. We was living our best lives. So we did that.
Huge in Malta.
We did that in Malta 2018. And then hopefully for the upcoming year, we're going to go back this upcoming year, really kind of, even though we're in different places, really different places geographically. He's in Malta, I'm here in Japan. Really get that going and really get that another album, another mixtape, another EP out. But in the meantime, I'm definitely making some EPs with some Japanese artists with rap as well as spoken word. So that's been a super cool project that I'm working on. And yeah, so that's where it's at with music. Again, just like working more this year, hopefully releasing some more stuff. So looking forward to that Japanese and Amanda collaboration. So that should be a fun one.
It's very cool. I see you're like glowing when you talked about it. For those listening, you can't see it, but she's radiating like just, I don't know, just ambition almost and positivity. So I see big things. You're going to do great. And appreciate you that. Already are. So
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And then directly after this, what's next for you as just a regular human?
Oh, word. That's a good question too. That's a good question too, man. You know what? This year I had said, I want to go slow to go fast. So I really want to, this pandemic has taken so much out, you know what I mean? Missing so much like in your family, friendships, you know what I mean? So I really want to, hopefully things ease up, travel as possible, really kind of rekindle with, family, friends, really, you know what I mean? That's kind of really a goal this year. Like I said, this panorama has just taken so much out of like that, personal life, not being able to see your folks no more. It's tough. It's tough news. So for me, I really just want to be able to like lean back into that and really, really be with friends and family, honestly, and really like cherish those relationships, like really, really cherish those. Cause the past 2 years it's been so bad. I mean, like it hasn't been easy, you know what I mean? Being able to see folks. So it's for me, really just for in the personal life, just taking time to really balance things out and really like appreciate, be in the present now, soak up everything and really cherish those relationships I have now. That's where I'm at.
Wow, what a strong finish. I have chills, no joke.
Yo, damn. I appreciate
promise you. And I love go slow to go fast. That's brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're trying to do the same thing. We're just like staying when you believe in something, you might hit not even like bad moments, but just you hit a plateau.
Yeah, you do.
If it loses that bombastic excitement, and now it's like, let's stay the course to, go slow to go fast, because I feel like if you stay with something, don't ever give up, like I said, and then it'll work out. It'll work itself out almost,
Absolutely. No,
so
absolutely.
I identify with what you said.
And no, thank you.
For our podcast, everyone, this was one of my favorite episodes. That's our show. Go tell the people again where to find you.
Yeah, again, thank you so much, you all, for having me. This has been a great time, great conversation. Everyone, please check out the Poet Speaks podcast. We are at the Poet Speaks podcast, Instagram, TikTok. Look up the Poet Speaks podcast everywhere. Available to stream podcast on YouTube as well. My Instagram handle is at Ekeful, spelled AEKEFUL. My website is just Amanda Eke, which is Amanda Eke, AmandaEke.com, for all my events, all my information for my writing, my music, my show, all my good stuff. So please check out all my socials and the Poet Speaks podcast. So yeah, that's what's up. That's where it's at.
I love it. You're such a pro. Give it up.
Yeah, thank you. I do a podcast, Ryan. So I know. A podcast. Yeah.
On that note, that's our show.
Σκοτώσαμε ό,τι είχαμε κοινό. Οι άνθρωποι κουβαλάνε τις πιο τρελές ιστορίες. Μου είπαν πως το σφάλμα είναι ό,τι πιο σωστό. Να αφήσουμε το εμείς να επικεντρωθούμε στο εγώ. Πες μου τι να πιστέψω από σένα αληθινό. Τις πιο όμορφες νύχτες με γλυκές φαντασίες. Όσο καμιάζει ψέμα, άλλο τόσο προσπαθώ να ζεστάνω την ψυχή μου όταν οι νύχτες αυτές είναι βίες.
I've been dancing in the fire for one too many moments. Misery's in love with the company I've chosen. Is the company of tears I'm swimming in an ocean of. The salty tidal waves that I sing into a chorus of. Chitty chitty bang bang, different city, same pain. Did he really think he wanna let his fangs hang so low? My sickened heart is getting old, dancing with the devil and he's stepping on my tippy toes. Burning every cross I see and praying to the ashes. Running through my mind like the thoughts are telepathic. Everything I do is cause I'm breaking off the habits of the feeling deep inside like my ribs are made of plastic. Spending every given day crawling through the mud, paying over every gauge you gave me with my blood. I wasted away my whole life thinking there was love, but it's just a side effect of breathing venom in my lungs. Everything above, everything past him, dancing on the hills of the greenest of pastures. Everyone is caught in the rapture, and everything I love are delusions of grandeur. Sailing 7 seas till the sentiment is severe, sitting silently sucking poison through my gritted teeth. Everyone is broken, everybody needed peace, even though I'm treading on a battlefield between my feet.
Ανοίγω τα μάτια μου χρόνια μετά. Για ένα τσιγάρο μετά στα λεπτά. Ακόμα μαθαίνω τα χρώματα, σκέφτομαι τι μου ταιριάζει. Πουλάμε σήμερα, αύριο βρες μαλώνω. Μα μωρό μου μιλάω βαριά. Άμα με πλήγωσες κάποτε θα σε πληγώσω διπλά. Η αλήθεια κρατά προσωρινά. Πόσα ψέματα είπαμε, μεταχαθήκαμε, δεν μετανιώσαμε καν. Όσα το μυαλό μου κυδεύει σε μία νύχτα μόνο. Τόσο μου παίρνει για να φανερώσω το δολοφόνο. Σκοτώνοντας ό,τι νιώθω. Θέλω να ελπίζω σε μένα, όχι να γίνω μουρά σε κάποια πλητοκόλλο. Τελευταίο κομμάτι γράφω και δεν ξέρω για το μέλλον. Μόνο με τον ήρω ζω, δεν ξέρω τζάμπα πόσα χρόνια φύγαν πια δεν μετρώ. Αλλάζω ολοκληρωτικά. Είμαι στο στάδιο που τίποτα δεν με νικάζω. Είμαι πάθος, τέλος στα ερεμιστικά. Μαθαίνοντας από το κάθε λάθος εξελίχθηκα. Ισόρροπος αβράχος κι όταν λύθηκα γαμθήκα. Σε λίθινα στρώματα πέσαμε αλήθινα χρώματα. Είδαμε μόνο μες στο σκοτάδι μας. Έχω μάθει πείσμωσα και έχω ξεχάσει. Το παίρνω απ' την πρώτη φάση να περάσω βάση. Όσο κι αν βαρετά μοιάζουνε όλα κοινικά. Γενικά ειλικρινά λογικά να τα δω. Μα μερικά τροκτικά ροκανίζουν τη σκάλα. Σαν σκέψεις που τοποθετούν το λαιμό στην κρεμάλα. Η ζωή τραπάλα, λέω πάμε για άλλα. Τι κι αν δεν μου κάθισαν όπως θα τα θέλα. Παίρνω κάτι άπλυτα μαζί μου κι όπου με βγάλει η ψυχή μου χάθηκα. Σκοτώσαμε ό,τι είχαμε κοινό. Οι άνθρωποι κουβάλαν τις πιο τρελές ιστορίες. Μου είπαν πως το σφάλμα είναι ό,τι πιο σωστό. Να αφήσουμε το εμείς να επικεντρωθούμε στο εγώ. Πες μου τι να πιστέψω από σένα αληθινό. Τις πιο όμορφες νύχτες με γλυκές φαντασίες. Όσο καμιάζει ψέμα άλλο τόσο προσπαθώ να ζεστάνω την ψυχή μου όταν οι νύχτες αυτές είναι βίες.
Running through my mind like the thoughts are telepathic. Deep inside like my ribs are made of plastic. This is